just one of your holiday gifts. You may think at first, I'm as mad as an actor, when I tell you a cat must have 3 different names. First of all, there's the name that the family is taking, such as Peter or Augustus, Alonzo or James, such as Victor or Jonathan, George or Billy, all of them sensible.
Well, very briefly, I knew the poems from when my mum used to read them to me when I was a kid, and my first thought was to do something rather like a kind of Peter and the Wolf, to do a sort of a concert piece with them as the central rule, as the basis. And what happened is we tried it out at my little arts festival at Sydenham, and we invited T.S. Eliot's widow, Valerie, to come. And after the concert, which she obviously liked, she said, there are these other poems. And one of them was a poem about Grisabella the Glamour Cat that had never been published because Tom Eliot thought it was too sad for children, because they'd been actually written for his godchildren. That's how they started life. And also she brought, which was absolutely extraordinary, she brought a letter which was from Eliot himself, saying that he had an idea for a bigger story, which would be about dogs and cats, pollicle dogs and jellicle cats. And he had even written a poem about that, and that eventually there was some kind of event that would cause them all to get into a balloon and go up past the Russell Hotel, up to the Heaviside lair. And I thought, wow. And the first person I talked to about it was Canon MacIntosh and Gillian. And then we felt, having talked about it, that there was something much bigger here than we ever could have conceived. And that's how I met Trevor. And from that's how the show grew.
Indeed not. Can you imagine? You get the phone call from Andrew Lloyd Webber, and his previous work has been a story about the death of Jesus, and then a story about dictatorship in South America. I thought, oh my God, what is it going to do? This is going to be the War of the Worlds, at least, or the fall of the Roman Empire. Yes, it's going to be something gigantic. And he said, do you think it might be possible to make a show out of Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats? I thought, oh God, trust my luck to get pussycats. But then I did a double take on it because I remembered that I had studied the poetry of T.S. Eliot at university, including this extraordinary collection of verse, ostensibly for children, but actually written very much for the grown-ups reading over the children's shoulders. It's wonderful. So, you know, a great deal of Eliot's serious verse is not rhymed, and here, in this children's verse, he shows that he's an absolute master of rhyming as and when he needs to be. And so it occurred to me that, knowing quite a bit about Eliot, it might be possible to piece together some kind of narrative that would involve trawling through the collected works and finding little sections here and there that could help us to link.
I was very lucky. I hadn't heard the score before. Andrew played me the score, and if you ever get the luck to hear Andrew play a score for you, it's so inspiring and exciting that you can't help but have wonderful ideas. So that although this was a through-danced musical, it also, as I said earlier, was about cats and finding what a human body could do to look like a cat and deliver some of these incredible lyrics. And also we started our show in just such a wonderful theatre as this, in the Round, and that meant that I had to work everything as it was coming to the audience, but as it was leaving too. So it was like double work. The words are so remarkable, the music was so remarkable, the director was so remarkable. It was a joyous occasion, and the only thing is, I was so busy making it look like cats moving, that in the end I ended up with 2 metal hips and a metal foot. But that took some time afterwards, and there were lovely rewards on the way.
I never was very happy with my setting of Raoul Tiger's Last Stand. It was never my favourite moment in the show, I have to admit, because I thought I'd got it really a bit wrong. So I've completely rewritten that. So that will be a new setting of the poem. And the Rum-Tum Tugger, I think I've come to the conclusion, having read Eliot again, that maybe Eliot was the inventor of rap, because his meter of the Rum-Tum Tugger is so wonderful. It raps. So I think the Rum-Tum Tugger is going to have to become a street cat for today. As I think we might have to make some of the elements of the set, and John's not here, but I mean, I think it's a rubbish dump, and we might find different things thrown away today. The occasional early mobile phone, maybe, who knows? But I think we must take this opportunity, because I mean, the wonderful thing about the Eliot verse is that what you could tell is American. I mean, nobody other than Eliot would have written the Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat. If you were from pheasant, you'd rather have grouse, and he goes off into all these different meters and things, which of course was the thing that inspired me as a composer. So I want to see if I can do him justice in a couple of the ones that I didn't think I did. Well, I don't think that that's necessarily true, because if you said that, you wouldn't have a lot of room for Shakespeare, would we, Trevor? Of course.